What are you doing that makes you exceptional? You have to isolate the people that no longer align with you through your actions, not your words. There's a significant difference.
Facts.
People want us to use our lives to help usher them through their lives.
The moment you grow is when you can see someone and be inspired. This person is doing something that I want to do, or is living a life that I want to live. There's nothing wrong with that. They like the idea of greatness, but they don't want to actually do what it takes to be that.
I fucking hate that shit. There's really people who do this shit for real. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from.
Hey guys.
Welcome to another episode of OTM. We're just gonna get right into it, man. We're not gonna waste too much time. First topic on the menu today. Karen, talk to us, or maybe I could start. How the club scene is affecting the community. First of all, shout out to Toop. Shout out to Deja Vu. Shout out to every other club. Whatever other club is out there. Shout out to all the African entrepreneurs that are doing their thing, trying to make it up from the club scene. Shout out to the bottle service girls. I really respect the industry on the grand scheme of things when it comes to, I guess, just being able to put Black people and just people in general in a position to be entrepreneurs in a different venture. But I really do think that the club scene is affecting and destroying our community. And I'm not trying to sound holier than thou. Like, I used to go to the club a lot. I still go once in a while, like if it's somebody's birthday or something. But I feel like a lot of people's self-esteem is really reliant and dependent on their level of activity in the club. I feel like a lot of people really don't know how to have an identity outside of the club. A lot of people are too stuck and caught up in being cool and feeling like their social merit or their social currency is dependent on what they do in the club. There's a lot of people that are spending money in the club but aren't spending money on their children, aren't spending money on, on building and bettering themselves, and just not putting themselves in a position to be, I guess, valuable in the future, not just to themselves, but to their children, their wives, and the people around them. I feel we can do better, man. I feel like the club scene is creating a lot of degeneracy. There's nothing productive about going out at 1 a.m. in the morning and coming home at 6 a.m. I don't care what anybody says. Like, there's nothing conducive about that, and there's no way that that's shaping the community and putting us forward. Am I being too judgmental, or do you agree with what I'm saying?
I think sometimes it's like, whether we want to admit it or not, like, the truth is just the truth. Like, leaving your house, even sometimes you can go to the club at 1 a.m. and no one's there. Like, people be getting to the club at 2 a.m. They'll leave at 4, go to an after party, go again at 6. I think what it is people just aren't fulfilled with their day-to-day lives. And I know, like, people got to go to work on Monday, Tuesday. So when it comes to the weekend, when the weekend comes, I think people just want to, like, have as much fun as possible. But it's like, at the same time, I do feel like people do use the club and alcohol and that type of stuff to, like, fill a void and also seek a lot of validation. Because that's, as a woman especially, when you get your hair done and you put your makeup on and your tight little dress and you go outside, that's when you understand, like, what you're worth outside. Or not really, but, like, that's what we think our worth is. Like, how many guys are going to try to holler at me today? Or, like, is any, like, that type of thing. You
think women are directly thinking it when they go outside, like, how many guys are going to try to holler at me today?
I feel like a lot of girls, like, okay, we always want to be like, yeah, like, we get ready for ourselves and for other bitches. Okay, cool. That's also true. But I don't like when girls act like they don't want to be attractive for the opposite sex. Like, you want to feel desired. Like, you want people to want you. Like, even friggin', what's her name? Aisha Curry, that's married, is still talking about how she wishes people find her attractive. Like, that's something females want a lot. It's attention. Mm-hmm. They want to be desired. They want to be wanted. And even though they say they don't, they want to be lusted after. Honestly, I think they want to be loved first. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's what people really go to the club for. They go to, like, seek a lot of validation. So with men, obviously, we don't care for the most part how you look. Like, yeah, obviously, men, it's cool to be attractive and whatever the case may be, but it's like it's a pocket thing. It's a who has more bread, like, who has more ice, like, who can buy more bottles. Like, you have to show your resources, which is, like, just your cash at the end of the day. And with girls, it's like, who's the baddest bitch? Like, who's the baddest bitch? And I think like that whole thing can become very toxic because it just becomes redundant and people just get too caught up in that life. They don't really understand like how life works outside of the club.
Nah, I feel that 150%. People don't really understand how life works outside of the club. Like,
they treat like dating like the club is from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. When it becomes 12 p.m., like, don't try to treat these like outside boys like they're your husband, because that's what girls try to do. It's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. So when you're going to the club, it's for fun. But people want to like try to use like club activities and club people and try to insert them into their day-to-day lives.
so what, you think a consistent club hopper doesn't have the ability to be a boyfriend, or like a club promoter
Fuck
doesn't
no.
have? So you think a club promoter doesn't have the
no.
ability to be a boyfriend?
No.
Why not?
A club promoter?
Yeah, because a club promoter is in the club every week.
Fuck no.
Why not?
Because if you are someone that's like a good candidate for a boyfriend, you're not going to be outside every day, like around multiple females. Like, what are you there for? Because it's like,
Well, he's making money. Like,
if it's your job,
I'm
okay.
talking about the club goer and the club promoter. I think it's one and the same thing, but I guess
let's do a club goer, because promoter's not fair. They're getting paid.
Okay, we could talk about the club goer, yeah.
The club goer is like, we all know why we go to the club, whether we want to admit it or not. Like, it's not fucking fun. You guys don't even dance. Like, you guys sit on the booth and take shots and have your stink faces. Guys is just there standing on booths.
Network, be seen by other rich men, and also be seen by beautiful women.
It's not the 2010s anymore. People actually go to the club and have fun. I know the white people still be doing their raves and stuff, but for our black community, it's like we go to the club, we're sitting down, we're moving stink, because majority of us are not dancing. We're just standing up in a corner, not interacting. Why the fuck are you even here? Like, people want to act like it's not that fun. So you know why you're here. You're here because you want to get chose by some niggas, and you're here because you want some bitches to think you're on. You want niggas to think you're on, and yada, 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 yada.
So why are you doing that every week?
So why are you doing that every week? Are you dancing? Because if I go to the club and you're not dancing, are you fucking dancing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just going to be there. What are you there for? You want to be seen. Why do you want to be seen? That's like your girl. That's like what Ayesha Curry was saying, and everyone was getting mad. They're like, why do you even care about being desired by other men? You have a husband. Why the fuck do you want to be seen if you're in a relationship? Do you want to like see if you can do better? Like,
I think with her, why people got so angry is because her husband is Steph Curry, and it's like, bro, you literally have one of the best type of husbands you could possibly ever have on the planet.
Yeah,
like,
she's crazy.
0 cheating allegations, extremely successful at the peak of his game. Like, he's one of the best at what he does in life. Every woman wants a man that's the best at what he does in life. And if you have the best of the best,
I don't have an explanation for her stuff.
Yeah,
you know when you're just talking and your mouth is just moving faster, but then she comes and she says it again.
No, what I think she was trying to articulate is exactly what you're articulating right now, which is that no matter what a woman's situation is, inherently they still crave the feeling of being desired.
Even when, like, for example, like, you can have a man and you would hate to feel like, oh, your man's friends don't think you're cute. Like, you want your man's friends to be like, okay, yeah, she's bad.
Yeah, and it's not because you want your man's friends, but it's just another form of validation internally that makes you feel justified, or makes you feel like, okay, if my man's friends feel this way, then my man definitely feels this way about me as well, and I know he wouldn't cheat on me or something. Yeah, or when you go to like a dinner with the fam and the uncle's like, yo, that's you, like that vibe. Like, girls want that. So it's like, we all know why girls are in the club. We all know why guys are in the club, and I'm not buying the, oh, it's fun. Like, bro, you guys do this every week. It's really not that fun. Like, and I'm not someone that goes to the club, and I'm not trying to sound like holier than that. I've never been into it for real. But it's like, unless like it's like someone that I love's like birthday and I know we're turning up celebrating life or something, I don't give a fuck. Now,
like,
you've never been into it. Like, even as a kid, like when all your friends were going to like the hotel parties and the Airbnb parties
and the jams and shit.
And the jams, I never used to see you want to go to that. So
I just think if you're not going to actually party for real, I don't really care to talk or interact, then why are you here? I already know that I'm not like that vibe type of person, honestly.
Now that makes perfect sense. Next thing on the menu that we could talk, or not that we could talk about, that we are going to talk about, is essentially your life mistakes and who to trust. Your life mistakes and who to trust. So when I guess I'm kind of rolling off the whole club thing and getting into like how one's life mistakes can affect them. So you said something in one of our previous episodes, or it might be the episode that's coming up next, I'm not sure, but you said that it's never too late for a woman to reinvent herself and make the decision that she wants to be something that she wasn't before. And so I'll jog your memory a little bit more. So you were basically getting at the idea that just because you weren't making the decisions of being a wife today and you've had to face the consequences of your choices, it doesn't mean that you can't now get up and say, you know what, I want to be a wife, so I'm going to start making the choices that are conducive to being a wife, so I no longer have to face the consequences. So with that being said, does an individual's life choices have a permanent effect, or is everything temporary? And in correlation, how important is your choice on who to trust?
Well, it definitely doesn't have like a permanent effect, but it could have a long lasting effect. You know, you want to be able to like recognize when you're making bad decisions early, because the earlier you're able to detect them, the quicker you're able to like reverse them or do things that kind of combat it, right? If you just start smartening up at 40 years old, then not to say you can't reinvent yourself, but it's just gonna be hard. It's like at the end of the day, it's like life is just hard. And when you do the harder thing earlier, you can live an easier life. But if you decide that, I wanna go back, and that's why when girls, for example, right, they whore themselves out, they fuck a million niggas, the first thing they wanna do is revert to Christianity, or they wanna be Muslim. Like that's just to show you how they understand that certain actions need like a drastic amount of change. So it's like they think, oh, like just let me go run to Jesus. And not to say like just use Brittany Renner, for example. She was Muslim for 6 months, 4 months before she converted. People understand that it takes a lot of like good decisions to reverse like a bad mistake. So it's like if you can like detect and identify those mistakes earlier on, then you can like potentially like, you know, recreate your life. But obviously, like if you take too long to recognize things, then hey, you let life pass you by, to be honest.
So stack your good choices as early as possible, so you're not confined to the idea of having to run to a religion or run to some kind of drastic new identity just so that you can experience a good life. Essentially, your choices become more drastic and severe when you wait too long versus when you make the sacrifice at a younger age so that you don't have to be so drastic.
And then on top of that, we also don't believe you, because you don't just wake up and go from, yes, obviously God saves, he does. And he can change your life and transform your life and all of that stuff. But people are going to have a hard time you being Brittany Renner on Monday, and then on Tuesday you're a full Muslim in a hijab. Like,
yeah, but that's just mankind though. Mankind don't matter. Like, I accept what you're saying and we can definitely take it into account. But from a very deep spiritual, emotional, and philosophical standpoint, mankind don't count, because man are just mere mortals.
Mankind don't count, but it's like you also need to want to be better for yourself. Like that's where it really comes from.
Right, and I'm with you. So what I'm trying to say when I said mankind doesn't count is that if you're truly being better for yourself, then that can start at any age. Now, do I prescribe somebody to begin making changes at 40? Probably not. That's pretty stupid. And it's because you're so used to certain habitual ways, you have certain ways that you think and conduct yourself. It becomes very, 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 very difficult to say to yourself that with all the learned practices that I have inside of me and all the learned behavior that have been accustomed to me, that I'm suddenly going to be able to like change everything around and become this total new person, and that's going to be consistent. Because here's the thing, with anything you do in life, whether it's good or bad, anything you do in life is conditioned around reps. So the reps are what makes it permanent. Let me elaborate some more. A lot of people see me running outside in the winter and think that I might have just did it that one day, or I just pulled out my camera or I just started, or I wanted to do it for people. Bro, you do not just wake up one morning and decide to run in the cold because you want to like make people think you're like disciplined or something.
Yeah, I think
it's reps. Go
I
ahead.
think a lot of people though, they don't actually want to be better humans. They just want to look like good humans as opposed to being. I think people, and that's why a lot of people are so unhappy, because it's like you will come to realize that like it doesn't matter what you do. There's just always gonna be people that don't agree with your life, the way you live, and then that's when everyone decides, okay, you know what? Let me just live life for me. And it's like people need to like be. You need to want the best for yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about you. They're going to talk about you. They're not going to talk about you. They're going to care. They're not going to care. But when you have to wake up and look at your life and look at yourself in the mirror, like you have to face yourself. And it's like, are you genuinely happy like with who you are? And it's like, a lot of people are just too fixated on coming off smart, coming off disciplined. Like you never go to the gym. The one day you go to the gym, you're going to post it. Like, people just like they like the idea of greatness, but they don't want to actually do what it takes to be that.
Facts. And I fucking hate that shit, because
there's really people who do this shit for real.
There's really people who do this shit for real.
But those people that do it for real, we just know when it's inauthentics right away. Like we just see it and we just laugh. Like, people don't realize that the people they're trying to appease are so waste, because like the people that they really want to be like and aspire to be like think they're actually like waste suits, and it's crazy.
Fam, it's like when you try to like cosplay as being rich, or you try to cosplay like you're a business owner, or like not to get too touchy, but like people who wear like fake designer clothes or like fake watches and jewelry and shit like that. Like, don't, and I don't want to see anybody in the comments talking about Summer Walker. You are not Summer Walker. So let's speak on a surface level. Let's talk about us and where we are. It's so insulting. It's so insulting to somebody who really has worked hard, has gone through the ups and downs and the difficulties of being successful, and has really gone through the test to the point where they ended up having a testimony. It's so insulting to that person for you to think that you can just use 10 minutes to masquerade that same lifestyle.
And you know what it is on top of that? It's like, I hate when people want to be like deliberately like obtuse. Like, you know why we wear designer. You know why we'll spend $1,000 on a dinky shoe. It's not because it's the best shoe in the world. These items are trophies. They're supposed to
statement.
They're supposed to reflect our hard work. Like, that's why people are willing to pay, because you know when you see it, this person put up a band for it. And it's like, yeah, we shouldn't be so like overly materialistic. Okay, cool. We can accept that. But it's like, why do you,
well, you can't have both. So either you don't consign to materialism, or it's something that you're into.
You know what I mean? Because they'll be like, you guys are too materialistic, and then still go on DHgate and try to find a fake.
No, you can't have both. You can't have both. You can't have what it symbolizes, but then try to be the smart ass that thinks that you're smarter than everybody.
Oh, well, I don't want to. It's just $10 in China, so I'm going to get it. Why do you want it so bad? Like, let's be real here. There is a bag that looks exactly like Chanel somewhere that doesn't have the CC logo. Like, why must you get the one that has the CC logo? Like, what does that mean? Like, why do you want it so bad? You know why you want it so bad. So do what it takes to actually get it. Like, simple. Like, don't say, oh, I just like the style. It's not that nice of a bag. I don't buy Chanel's because it's the best bag in the world. It's because it's a Chanel bag, and that's why I got one.
It's a statement piece. And let's be honest, like, even when you got your Birkin, like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing that compares to Hermes leather, but like, fam, some of your bags are nicer than that Birkin bag. Like, if I'm being completely honest.
Honestly, I just pray to be released from these shackles, because honestly, this shit is so fucking dumb.
Fam, some of your bags are nicer than that Birkin bag, but no matter how much you spent on any of your bags, that Birkin bag has a completely different connotation of respect, because everybody knows what's behind that name, that word, Birkin. Yeah. And so I guess speaking of weird fake stuff and real stuff, we could kind of roll to the second half of my question is, how do you know who to trust? Whether it be that you're looking for a mentor, whether it be that because here's the thing. Another reason why we also wear a lot of these designer clothes and we act a certain type of way when we go out in public, we wear a certain type of jewelry, It garners trust from like-minded people. It garners trust from like-minded people. And most people who live a certain type of life and move a certain type of way and dress a certain type of way usually don't work a 9 to 5. They're most likely and most of the time serial entrepreneurs. And everybody knows that in the entrepreneurial world, it's not a matter of who you know, or sorry, I got that wrong. It's not a matter of what you know. It's more a matter of who you know. So when it comes down to who you know, ultimately, in order for you to weave through it and figure out who is good to do business with, who's good to be a friend with, who you should keep at bay, it comes down to who to trust. So whether it's from a business angle or a friendship angle, take it whatever direction you want. How do we know who to trust in order to better tighten and enhance our community so we can create more opportunities for ourselves?
I think people just actually need to like take time to get to know people, and that's all it is. Like, you don't just wake up and say I trust someone, but it's like if you're hanging around someone and you're not able to like isolate like red flags, and then you're just an idiot. Like, at the end of the day, we're grown, so it's like you can see things, you can see bad character. Like, you can see when people, like, for example, someone that's gonna talk about someone that's close to them probably is going to talk about you. Like, if someone feels confident to share certain information that you know they probably shouldn't share with you, then you just know that, like, yeah, okay, this person probably trusts me because of the vibe I'm giving off. But just because I'm a trustworthy person doesn't mean I should hold them to the same standard. Like, I understand why they might feel comfortable to share certain things with me because I know the vibe that I give off, but no, it's not acceptable. Like, you just gotta like pay attention to the little things. It's not that hard, but honestly, you just have to be awake for that. Like, you generally have to like care about your environment and care about the energies you're letting like getting into you. But if you're just kind of like,
what do you mean when you say awake? We're all awake. I'm awake, you're awake. What do you mean awake? What do you define as awake? What's awake?
You just need to wake up. Like, when they say woke, like your eyes just, you need to have your third eye open. Like, this life is very spiritual, and it's like
your pineal gland.
Once you like start to see stuff, it's like you can't unsee it, and it's like you can't even help but analyze people from the script. You understand why they move the way they do. You understand why they treat people like this. You understand why they shut down in certain situations. Like, once you are intentional about like seeing things and being aware of your surroundings, it's like everything just comes in your face like this. And honestly, you feel that way about yourself too. It's like when you're doing certain stuff, you're like, nah, that's fake. No, I shouldn't do that. Or if you're like staying too silent in a situation and you don't address it, you know you're feeling fake. Like, being woke, like something that you said to me, is like seeing other people's traits and their characteristics is really just a byproduct. It's really about like self-awareness and like seeing yourself for real.
Yes. And I think the beginning of knowing who to trust is by first being able to trust yourself.
Facts.
If you don't trust yourself, there's no way you can identify who to trust. And I feel like even for me, since my journey of accountability, since my journey of self-awareness and things along that nature and everything that falls under that umbrella, since that journey started, I've lost friends. I understood that certain girls cannot be a part of my life. It was instant. I just felt a gross connection to it because at the end of the day, I became awake enough to understand that certain people's vibration affect my fortune positively. Certain people's vibration affect my fortune negatively. If somebody is around you and they are thirsty for your demise, or if you're doing better than them, they're thirsty for you to be on the same level as them, or even worse, so that they can validate their existence, you are surrounded in an environment where you will never prosper. If you don't have the emotional awareness to recognize that somebody is craving your demise, or somebody doesn't really fuck with you the way you fuck with them, you are putting yourself in a position to be unsuccessful. See, we are ultimately responsible for our success, and we're ultimately responsible for the environment we create. Even if we're not the ones affecting that environment, we're still responsible. So I guess with all that being said, is like being woke or being awake. And of course I knew what it meant, but I wanted you to elaborate so that the general viewer can really hang on and authenticate with you what you're trying to say. And the truth comes down to the idea that if you're not awake, you cannot know yourself.
Yeah, and honestly, your life will literally change the moment where you decide to like really just love yourself, accept yourself for where you are, but also understand or recognize that this is not where I want to be. Like, you need to live life with intention and purpose, because the moment you understand, okay, this is what I want, you start seeing people differently. Like, how does this person contribute to my growth? How is this person making me a better person? What benefits? Like, you want people need to be beneficial to be in your life. Like, we're not kids no more. All that, oh, I known you for 10 years, shit, that's fuckery when you turn 30, 40. Like,
don't give a fuck.
You need to be surrounded by people you're in alignment with. You need to be around people that pour into you, that contribute to your growth, that can pick you up when you fall, that believe in you, that love you, that support you, that speak life into you. That's the type of people you need to be around. Like, people that reflect the type of person you are. Like, when you go outside and you see them, you're proud. When you talk about them, you want to fucking cry. Like, that's the type of people you need to have as friends. And it's like, at some point, you're going to realize that, like, a lot of people are just around you because we started talking to them when we were 12, 13, 14, 15. And the hard truth about life is that, like, you need to grow up one day and really build a community that's going to reflect your growth and that's going to help you to, like, whatever places you're trying to get to in life.
And letting go of your past is one of the most difficult things in the world to do.
It's uncomfortable and it's hard.
Especially if you love whatever you're letting go for real. If you love, I'm going to use like humans, if you love that person for real, it's one of the most difficult things to do. But you really have to become comfortable with being the villain in your own story. You have to become comfortable.
Someone did talk about that. Like, someone talked about, like, asked us, like, how is it like being a villain in the story? And it's like, that's why they say it's lonely at the top, because once you get to a certain level, then you realize, because it's easy to kind of just be around people when you're in the same position, because no one's there to, like, help anyone grow. Like, you guys are just kind of existing in the same space. But the moment you start to ascend, you need people that's going to take you to the next level, and people that don't keep you stagnant, because it's hard to, like, get to, like, break out of a certain level when you're surrounded by people that are, like, much beneath you or don't reflect where you're going. You're not gonna really go nowhere. That's why they say if there's 5 rich people, you're gonna be the 6th one. If there's 5 broke people, you're gonna be the 6th one. And it's like, if you're in certain environments, it's just at some point you gotta ask yourself, like, do I love my friends more than I love myself? Do I love these environments more than I love myself? Like, I have shit to do. And just because I can recognize that I have shit to do and there's places that I wanna be and there's things that I need to achieve, doesn't mean I don't love you, doesn't mean I don't appreciate you, doesn't mean I don't respect the time that we've been. But at the end of the day, you are just a part of a phase in my life that I don't fully identify with anymore, but I still appreciate the time that I've had with you, and I'm gonna forever, like, show you love for that. But I think people really, like, try to, like, control how you be their friend or control how you show them love. And it's like, if you care about being friends with someone, you need to prioritize staying in alignment with them. If your friend's trying to be a business owner, are you going to support their business? Are you going to have a business of your own? Like, how are you guys going to stay in alignment? Like, that's how you maintain a friendship, by staying in alignment. It's not because, oh, we were friends for 10 years. That's not how you stay friends with someone. You actually need to work to stay in alignment with someone. And same thing with couples. Like, if a man's, like, going to this level and his girl just at home doing nothing, he's just going to be like, ill. But if she's working with him, he's never going to look at her like that. They're just going to keep crushing goals together, keep doing stuff together. And it's like, with every single relationship, you need to maintain alignment, period.
Facts. You want to know how I'm getting real smooth with this moderation thing? The being the villain aspect was a topic that I have down here, and I took it from the person and you called it out. But the way I said it, you didn't see it from the pocket of it being a topic.
We only got like 4 questions, so.
We just wrote it. No, we got way more than that. What are you talking about? We had like 12 questions that day.
Okay,
it was 4.
And then, like, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
We had 12 questions. We have 400 followers. It's blessed.
Yeah.
We get like 100 views.
Yeah, back to what we were saying, the villain in the story. Or did we talk about that?
No, we essentially talked about it, man. You just really got to be comfortable with being the villain in your own story. And honestly, like, even though we're talking about being a villain, villains just come off like they're doing bad or they're doing what's best for them. But in their own world, they're superheroes too. In their own world, They're superheroes
They live for
too.
something. They stand for something.
They stand for something. And so for me, it's like, yo, you want to be the villain in your story? Sure. But are you taking care of the responsibilities that allow you to remain that isolated villain? I'll tell you. Are you sharpening your mind by doing things like digesting content that is built for the mind and reading books or meditating, whatever it is? Are you taking care of your body? Are you taking care of your gut health? Are you taking care are you sleeping enough? Are you drinking water? Do you have some kind of a spiritual faith that you align with? A lot of people don't understand that it's cute to say, oh, I want to be the villain in my own story. Oh, this, oh, these people, oh, that people, that. Start with you. What are you doing that makes you exceptional, that allows for other people to be called out, not with your words, but with your vibe? You have to isolate the people that no longer align with you through your actions, not your words.
Yeah, you don't just get to say like, yeah, you guys, I'm too sick for this.
You're not too sick for shit. Nobody gives a fuck. If you're not doing exceptional things, then you're just a tyrant that's difficult to deal with.
Tyrant is funny.
And you don't want to be the person that you're just difficult to be around. That doesn't make you exceptional. You're not, see, I want a lot of people to understand the difference between the two, because you have a lot of negative energy people that are going to resonate with this message and take it and hang on to it like a low-hanging fruit. You're not exceptional because people don't get along with you. You're exceptional because you do exceptional type things, and that inadvertently isolates the people around you that aren't being exceptional. There's a significant difference.
Facts.
So if you want to be the villain and you want to be the type of villain that ultimately creates an agenda and says that my priorities come first, then you have to show your friends, your peers, your family, and everybody else that you're looking to isolate. And you don't even have to look to isolate them. At this stage of my life, if you're not extremely into health, if you're not extremely into chasing a bag, if you're not extremely into purity, increasing your mind, growing in fruition, believing in Jesus Christ, it's very difficult to be my friend.
What the fuck is there to talk about?
There's a lot of other dumb shit to talk about.
Yeah, but then
I'm not interested.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to tell you I'm not interested. I'm going to show you I'm not interested, because it has a higher resignation power, and it resonates with the human mind a lot more when you do instead of say. I can tell you, Karen, get your ass in the gym and go work out, because the level that I operate at, it's hard to deny my message. But if I was sitting at home smoking weed all day and doing stupid shit, I can't tell you, Karen, get your ass in the gym. You're not going to listen.
And that's the thing, too. People don't understand. And it's like, people say they want to be your friend so bad and they want to stick around so bad. It's like, if you see the type of person I am or the type of person I aspire to become, and I can't influence you or inspire you to become a better version of yourself, then it's like, what are we even doing here?
Bro, when I went to go stay with Burma for the 3 weeks when I was at his crib, he attributes it till this day. When we were in our first year at York, he said he started working out because of me. Karen, I swear for God, swear to Jesus Christ, no gas on Burma. He gets up at 7 a.m. every single morning and crushes push-ups, does some cardio shit. Because, bro, his place is cold as fuck. You're not going outside for a run. And there's no gym. But he gets up, crushes like some self-cardio in his crib, does his push-ups, comes, showers, work. We watch the same podcasts. We're into the same jokes, the same fuckery.
And it's like, if we can't inspire each other as friends and we don't like the same things, and it's like, what are we even doing here? Especially when it's like, we're grown ass people now. It's like, yo, I'm 30 years old now. Like, I'm not 18 years old. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we don't have nothing in common. I think people sometimes, like, it's hard.
It's not personal either.
It's not personal. It's hard. But if you are really, like, dedicated to, like, being the best version of yourself, you need to recognize when someone's time in your life has kind of phased out. Doesn't mean you're not their friend, but it's like, okay, they're not going to be a significant stamp in your life as they were when you were like an adolescent or a teenager or something like that. And it's okay. I think people take those things too personal, and it's not personal.
Because they want the most or nothing at all. It's like, how dare you not want to be my friend at the level that I want to be your friend at, as opposed to saying, why do you feel this way? How do we get to the bottom of it? How do you think I can be better for your lived experience? People are too prideful and think too highly of themselves that they can't even allow themselves to say, I'm sorry you feel this way. How can I be a better friend for you? And I hate to call out Burma again, but that type of emotional, intellectual property is why I realized that, bro, this is the most elite friend that I have. Because he's the only person that I know that does that. Not even you. And you're an incredible friend. But you don't even have that in you. That's like some level of maturity and like some level of like emotional calmness that I still aspire to have.
Yeah.
How can I, bro, he asked me this question before. How can I be a better friend to you based on your lived experience? What do you need me to do?
That's crazy.
As if I'm like his girl or something.
And
niggas don't even ask that to their girls. Mouths don't care. But like,
yo, what the heck?
Like, bro, that nigga is so mature, bro. You're gonna hear me say his name like 1,000 times when we throughout this pod. Is cause, bro, I really have seen an example of like high level maturity, and that's where like my calmness and my emotional intelligence that you're starting to see in me has come from. Cause I respect the fuck out of that shit. I really do. And so, yeah, man, with all that being said, bro, like we're talking about emotional maturity and we're talking about the ability to be able to like comport yourself and just incite greatness from your environment. Shadur Sanders is going through some crazy shit right now. Like his environment is fucking shit as fuck. Like, bro, Bro, I know we said we're gonna try our best and not swear, but like, you know, when it comes to this, I just get turned. Like, we've been swearing though, so I guess it is what it is. Yeah. And I kind of just came on the boat too now, but bro, the Cleveland Browns are so ass. Like, they're so ass. And bro,
the team that Shitter's on? Yes,
bro, I guess I'm a Cleveland Brown fan now. I guess my team's the Baltimore Ravens. I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of racist. I like black quarterbacks. But anyways, bro, dead last in wide receivers, dead last in the offensive linemen. Offensive linemen are like the fat guys at the front that protect him so he can throw the ball. Dead last in everything. Like, bro, we're just dead last in everything. And
he's got like a low pick, right? That's why he's on a shit team.
Bro, no, actually, the high picks end up on the shit teams because the shit teams get the highest draft pick. But he ended up on a shit team like that because every single team passed on him 4 times. Bro, prior to the draft, this guy was supposed to be a first round top 10 pick. Got a fat $500,000 chain made for draft day, like chilling at his dad's backyard, had a whole entourage. Bro, this guy signed by Gatorade, Nike.
And they dissed him, eh?
And they dissed him, fam. When he played, who was the team that he went crazy on? He played the Titans, the Tennessee Titans, and he played against the guy that got picked number 1 overall. Blew him out the park. Still the same shit team, but he blew that nigga out the park. Then they played, I forgot who they played after the Tennessee Titans. Oh, they played the Chicago Bears, and that was against last year's number 1 pick, who's now in his second year. He didn't do that great. I'm not gonna lie. Had a couple throws where you still know, like, he has some throws where you're like, yo, this guy's gonna be the man one day. He just needs to be in a better environment. I say all that to say, yo, bro, It doesn't matter how great you are, your environment could fuck with your outcome so bad, and a lot of people don't put enough importance on that, which kind of ties back into the club. Bro, I don't believe there is any serious motherfucker in the club that's trying to do no real shit. So you wanna go have fun, do your thing. In Shadur's case, you wanna just be a responsible, active player that like doesn't complain and just plays his part. That's what you're supposed to do. But in the end, you are not bigger than what's around you. You are not bigger than what's around you, bro. And I don't mean to get biblical, but even in the Bible, it says when 2 or more people are gathered, that's when you know that the presence of the Lord is there. I'm paraphrasing, but it's close enough to that line that I just said. When 2 or more people are gathered, that's when you know the presence of God is there. Likewise, when 2 or more people are gathered trying to become better humans, when 2 or more people are gathered trying to win the championship for a team, whether football, basketball, or anything else, when 2 or more people are gathered, spiritual unison, when spirits combine and come together, that is an identifying block to nature to activate some kind of force. But the spirits within us individually, likewise, when you have certain friends, the spirit between you and that individual dictates your outcomes. This is why it's so important and it's fucking paramount to be intentional about your environment that you curate. Are we gonna have ups and downs? Yes. It doesn't matter what your environment is, but at the end of the day, it's critical and it's crucial that you're intentional about the environment that you create. Because if you just allow anything and everything into your life, I don't care when that realization comes, act on it. Because if you allow any and everything into your life, then expect any and every kind of results. And you can't be upset at that. Right?
Facts.
Bro.
That was off the top, by the way.
What was off the top?
You just said.
I mean, everything we say is off the top.
I know, but that was good.
Yeah, man, I be talking some shit sometimes, man. I be talking some shit sometimes. I'm passionate about certain subjects, and if the audience is sharp, they will know which ones I care about versus the ones that I'm kind of just being an active participant, you know?
I can't wait to really cultivate a community that really cares about like the shit that we talk about. You know, I think like we might convert a lot of people to start waking up and looking at things differently, but there's generally people gonna be like, yeah, like this is how I feel. Like,
we'll get to a level where we're like doing like live shows and stuff like that, where we're selling like 2, 3, 4, 500 tickets. That's when you really like, you have to do live shows. Like, bro, we have so much work to do with this podcast stuff. You have no idea. Like, we have events. Yes, we have events to curate. Like, we're gonna get to a place where you will know that we have a community of people that are thirsty for change. And truthfully, the mental health episode was like my rude awakening that people don't want us to just talk about cliche bullshit. People want us to use our lives to help them and usher them through their lives. And I didn't know how bad people wanted like an interpersonal guide.
And like you said, like the moment you grow is when you can see someone and be inspired, as opposed to seeing it and clenching your fists and getting mad. Like if you can be inspired, then you can do great things. Like, you know, you just got to allow yourself and humble yourself and just say, you know what, this person is doing something that I want to do or is living a life that I want to live. We look the same. Why can't it be me? But I think people just live in such a scarcity mindset where it's like they just feel like there's not enough resources to go around. So when they see someone living something, a certain type of life, they feel like it kind of takes away from whatever life they think they could live. And yeah, you just got to be able to be like inspired by people. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's good. It's productive. You can grow. There's a lot of room to grow when you're in that space, as opposed to like being like, why the fuck are they talking? Like, what the fuck? Or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know.
And no, you're right on line. Like, it's like, bro, of course we're not perfect. Of course we don't have it all figured out. Of course, Karen would love to be in a relationship, married with kids and millions of dollars, living in a fat house. Of course, I would love to have my wife, my children living under one home, just having everything be sweet, life be beautiful. Of course, we would love to have everything that you guys think is what makes a human perfect. But at the end of the day, the truth is we have a lived experience. We came from absolutely nothing. And we possess the articulation skills to be able to express what it is we came from and where we're trying to go to.
And people don't even know like what it takes to like be so passionate about things that you'll come and talk in front of a camera. Like social media can be very brutal, and it's like, you've been wanting me to do this shit for a long time, and I'm like,
Damn, it's like 2 years.
And I'm
almost.
like, I don't
Yes.
know. I'm not ready. Like, bro, I'm taking anxiety pills. Like, literally. Like, I actually have anxiety pills to be in front of the camera, because it's like people are just like, they just refuse to like accept the truth. Like, they just don't want to hear it if they don't like you
I'm
enough.
cooked though. I don't care. My anxiety pills is my pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Like, I'm cooked. Like, I know I'm cooked. You guys know I'm cooked. I don't care. Like,
But at the end of the day, like when I decided to come on here, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. Like,
and I just think you've done so much. And I used to always try to explain to people like just how smart you are and like how big your brain is. And it's so like sneaky, because you would never think that you have this mind. And honestly, even if they're just getting 50-60% of it, I'm glad that they're getting a percentage of it. And I just know like by the time, especially like once we start like really kicking off next year and like we get into like the interview portion of things, and you know, you have even more comfortability, like we've been back from Ghana by that point, I think you're gonna really take yourself to another level. And I'm not calling you out in front of the camera, but we've got to get you to a point where you moderate. I think the moderation gig is yours, man. I really do. I think that's your gig. I think I already have a lot to say. And I think when I moderate as well, it just makes my voice sound overwhelmingly present. When really and truly, if one of us have to have an overwhelmingly present voice, I think it should be yours.
With that being said, we do want to thank certain people that's always like commenting and showing love on our videos.
Appreciate you. I was going to forget that. Go ahead.
Do you remember the names though? I know Hilda.
So why you cutting me off like that when you don't even remember the
Cole's
names?
World.
Shout out to Cole. Shout out to Hilda. Shout out to Cass.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking about. That's the one I was thinking about.
Cass was the first one to really show us that mad love. Like, bro, bro, shout out to every single person that commented on the mental health episode. Like, your energy was extremely genuine. If I'm forgetting anybody else, I really, really sincerely apologize. So does Karen. But bro, we appreciate, even when we get 2 comments, we appreciate the comments, the engagement, and we just appreciate when people are excited about our shit. Bro, we put our heart into this. We put a lot of money into this. We really put our soul into this. And so genuinely, to Cass, to Cole, who's the next one? Who's the next
Hilda,
one? You said,
that's your
I'm
girl.
so sorry, Hilda. That's your girl.
That's your girl.
And to Hilda, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know, bro. I asked you to tell me your Instagram. You won't send it. I guess you want to be anonymous.
You have to be mysterious.
But Hilda, Cass, and Cole, you guys are really our MVPs of the last few episodes.
Yeah, you definitely show a lot of like overwhelming amount of support. It's really cool to like wake up and see your comments, and we literally will screenshot it, like, oh, did you see this comment? Like, oh my god, her again, like him again. And it's nice because it's like we get here and then we be talking, and it's cool to see that like there's people that like resonate with what we're saying and they just feel us. So we appreciate you for sure.
And we can't wait to give you guys more, man. And soon enough, I promise you guys, the latest, because I don't want you to think we're not listening to you guys, and I don't want you guys to think that I just love talking so much and I can't stop. I promise you guys, by the latest March 1st week, Karen will be the full-time moderator of the OTM podcast. Thank you guys. Love you guys. And we deeply appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves and God bless, man. We'll see you guys again soon.
Bye.